Welcome to Krkonoše 100, or as locals call it, Krakonosova stovka. It's a 100-kilometer ultra-trail run or hike that attracts about 200 people every year. Participants want to achieve extraordinary. They want to push their limits, experience the unknown. But 25% of them fail. They do not finish. For whatever reason, they give up. Instead of becoming heroes, they feel like losers. Goal of this video is to change that. We want to decrease the number of people who do not finish. This is not just an average race overview. It's your preparation guide to tackle this beast. We'll walk you through the route, show you the terrain, and highlight refreshment points. I ran this race 2 years ago. Trust me, it's a beast, but it's also beautiful and very well organized. So if you want to test your endurance, sign up and get ready for this challenge. So the start of the race is in Vrchlabí at Náměstí Míru, and depending on your race beep number, you will be starting between 8 and 9 p.m. So the first part of the race, when you are in full strength, you will do during the night. First 6 kilometers are uphill, and we are now at the kilometer number 2. As you can see, this is nice paved road. It's quite wide, so there should not be any jams with runners at this point of the race. Kilometer number 6, observation tower Žali. Here there is a first refreshment point, so don't forget to drink, maybe eat something, as the nutrition is very important from the start of the race. One maybe positive news is that the refreshment is down on the ground, so you don't have to climb the observation tower. So now it's like 15 kilometers running terrain, mostly flat, up and down a little bit. So let's try to push now and get some kilometers behind us. Kilometer number 7, the road is good. It's not that hard and it's really mostly up and down. Try to preserve your energy. There is still a lot of kilometers in front of you, so don't push too hard. So we are approaching kilometer number 10. Now follow the green and yellow path. So the paved road. The terrain is smooth so far, so good for running, good for pushing a little bit, even though it's still only a start of the race, so be careful with pushing too much. Horní Mísečky. So there is another refreshment point here, and then it will be like 4 or 5 kilometers downhill towards Špindlerův Mlýn. As it's going to be downhill, I recommend you not to overdo it with nutrition here and rather prepare for the nutrition intake in Špindlerův Mlýn in, let's say, 5 kilometers. So now it's a couple of kilometers downhill. As you will be running during the night, try to be careful not to hurt yourself and rather try to relax if it's possible. Relax your muscles, relax your legs before the next climb, that will be the long one. So we are approaching Medvedin. There was a proper downhill run on the ski slope. I don't like it, to be honest, but what can we do? Restaurant Myslivna. There is another refreshment point here, the major one. So I recommend you to refresh well here, because there is an 800 meters elevation climb to Luční Bouda in front of us. There will be some refreshment on the way, but still, as this is the major climb, it's good to be in full strength and in good mood, with full stomach. The terrain is good. This is paved road. Finally, proper climb. Yeah. We are finally warming up and the race is now beginning. Let's talk about what to do and what not to do on the race day or prior to race day. So firstly, maybe the most important thing, try to be well rested before the race. So try to sleep well a couple of nights before, try to have proper food, not too heavy, try to drink a lot of drinks, so hydrate well. It's not about drinking only water, but also other things or other liquids with electrolytes. Personally, I try not to drink alcohol and coffee a couple of days before the race as not to dehydrate myself. Secondly, the race day is not an experimentation day, so try to avoid wearing new clothes, new shoes or new backpack. You want to avoid chafing as much as possible, so put on the things that you well tested, that you are used to and that you ran in previously. Thirdly, try to know the route well. Study the maps, understand where is the elevation, where are the downhills, where are the refreshment points, what can you expect, so that you are not negatively surprised. Lastly, be prepared for the unexpected. This is 100-kilometer race, and in this kind of races there's always something that goes wrong, even if you are well prepared. It's normal, you will deal with that, you will pass it and you will be fine. But just be prepared that always in every race unexpected things happen. Kilometer 23 or 24, and I can tell you now, this is the proper climb. There is a lot of roots, a lot of stones. This is really nice. So we are getting out of the forest and to the next refreshment point. So the elevation was quite big, and as you can see, I'm sweating a lot. You are probably sweating as well, even though it's night. So refresh well and let's continue the climb. So after this cottage there is a cross here. So now we are running along the Bielabe, and it's really beautiful with all the stones and the waterfalls. It's really nice. So another refreshment point. Refresh well before the next climb. We are still climbing, and this route along the Bielabe is really beautiful. So finally we are getting above the trees, so now I expect that there will be some nice views, and soon, maybe in half an hour, we will reach the summit, the highest point of the race. We are reaching Luční Voda. Last climb was very nice, very scenic. I feel good, I feel really enthusiastic. I enjoy this route and I hope that you will enjoy the race. Luční Voda was not the highest point of the race. There is still some climb to do, but it's not really like too much of the elevation. Today is the middle of the week, so it's really deserted here. I love it. So now we are passing another refreshment point and heading towards Krkonoše. Here it's a little bit confusing that you need to come around the cottage and then follow the green path running downhill towards Krkonoše. Be careful here, this is a little bit steep, so careful. But overall this downhill run was quite nice, so you can run fast. Just don't forget that it's only 1/3 of the race so far, so save your legs. Approaching Krkonoše, and these views are really something else. Around kilometer 41, climbing from Pec to Ružomberky. Be careful that in Pec there is no refreshment station, so try to refresh well before running downhill to Pec. Climb to Ružomberky, it's just never-ending series of rocks. Some of them are quite sharp. The air is still, it's not moving at all, and honestly this is one of the famous routes to Sněžka, but I really hate it. So I had my lunch in Pec, and now I'm just climbing this bloody Ružomberky. I'm sweating. It's noon, so quite warm. Hopefully once I climb up there will be some wind, and since Ružomberky it will be mostly flat or downhill, so hopefully I get back to positive mindset. Now I really don't enjoy it, but that's part of the ultra trail run, right? There should be another refreshment point, and then we will run mostly flat or downhill. Krkonoše downhill, it's mostly asphalt road, so you can really run. Try not to brake too much, try not to push too much, because you are still in the middle of the race, so there is a lot of kilometers in front of you. If you have children, or you are still a child, this could be interesting for you. We're approaching Spalany Mlyn, another refreshment point. From Krkonoše up to here it was like half an hour, maybe 45 minutes downhill, but really like downhill. So try to be relaxed, try to save your legs for the second half of the race. So from Spalany Mlyn we are climbing up towards Pomezní Body. It should be like 5 kilometers. The road is asphalt. So we have passed Malaupa and now we are running towards Pomezní Body. I got a bit confused, so I checked the map and apparently we are supposed to run to Roterovy Body. I guess this is supposed to be Pomezní Body. We will climb to the top and then we will move somewhere there and return to the Malaupa. Positive news is that we have passed kilometer number 50, so we can say that now we are returning to the finish line to Vrchlabí. Yeah, hooray! Welcome to Pomezní Body. In 140 meters we will come to the border of Poland and then we will turn right. From Pomezní Body we have been running this kind of terrain. It was mostly flat, maybe slightly downhill, which was good for running. You can see the Sněžka up there. We are returning to the church at Malaupa and there we should turn left. It's possible, I would recommend you to refresh yourself at the Malaupa close to church. Buy something to drink because the next refreshment station will be in 13 kilometers. So we are now at the kilometer 56 maybe, Cestník. This is the crossroads of the roads and here there should be a self-control, which usually means that there are pliers which you should use to mark your beep number. So take the pliers and make the hole into your beep number. Question is, as it's quite warm now, how can you prepare for the heat? So first thing is to try to train for it so that you are adapted, which translates to doing some trainings over the lunchtime before the race, starting slowly, maybe doing it for 15 minutes, 20 minutes and gradually increasing so that your body is accustomed to the warm weather. Second thing is to have a good clothing, which means that you should have a light t-shirt, light colored t-shirt with some hat or cap, and maybe prepare also some sunglasses. Have some suntan cream ready because you can burn yourself in the mountains quite easily. Third thing is to expect it. Prepare your mind for that. You are racing in the middle of the June, so it's quite likely that there will be a warm weather. Maybe do not push during the race that much so that you are not sweating a lot. Here we should continue going down the asphalt road. So we are in Horní Albeřice and now we are supposed to turn left here. So we are going uphill. This climb is nice. It's not that steep and it's a bit windy, so it's bearable. So we are at the crossroad at Podvorským lesem. There is another self-control here, so there should be pliers hanging from the tree behind me, and you should take the pliers and make the hole in your race beep number. Please don't forget about it, because if you don't have it at the finish line, you might get disqualified. We are approaching Rychlohorská Bouda, which is another refreshment point, and please refresh here well, because the next refreshment will be like in 12 kilometers, So from the last refreshment point we are running downhill and it's quite nice. However, be careful with that refreshment up there so that your stomach has some time to digest all the food. Mine is struggling a little bit now, so I'm slowing down. I'm at Horní Maršov, refueling before the last part of the race. It's getting into late afternoon, so I'm not sure if there will be any restaurants open. So last big climb, and hopefully then after it will be downhill. So the route should be that way. We left the village. We have been going uphill towards the forest, and now just before the forest we have to turn left. So at Pražačka we are going left, and then after a while going right. Last couple of kilometers were really encouraging. It was nice uphill with a lot of elevation meters, so nicely done. But good thing about it, it was not very technical, so I was able to progress quite quickly, and now I'm here on this asphalt road, which is quite flat, so I'm able to run. Last couple of kilometers were quite dull or boring. It was forest on the left, forest on the right, and the asphalt road going slightly uphill. Now we are walking up to the Černá Hora. Kilometer 80, we are at the Ústare Lavovky, another refreshment point, and now there is like 20 kilometers left with only 300 meters of elevation, so most of the left route will be downhill, so it should be a piece of cake. So now the downhill will be on this kind of road, which is okay, better than asphalt, I think. The downhill run was quite pleasant, and now there should be another refreshment point somewhere here at the cottage called Svornost, and after that we should descend to the Strážné, which is like 12 kilometers ahead of us. We are passing this aerial transmission tower, and now we are heading towards the cottage Svornost, which should be in front of us in a couple of minutes. We are approaching cottage Svornost, and this is the second last refreshment point. Please refresh yourself, even though it's only a couple of kilometers to the finish line, as it's still 1 or 2 or maybe even 3 hours till you get there. We are leaving this asphalt road and we are turning here right to run through the forest. We are zigzagging the forest to get to the Strážné. Hopefully you will not hurt yourself running downhill and enjoy this last couple of kilometers. A couple of kilometers before the finish there is another climb, hopefully one of the last ones. It's painful now. This guy looks serious. So let's climb. Climb to the stars. I guess this is Krkonoše showing us the route, which is still going uphill. We are in Strážné. Last refreshment point is just behind me at this car park. Last 6 kilometers to go to the finish line. When I told you a while ago that you should enjoy the last kilometers, that was an hour ago, and I had a big crisis since. So hopefully you are fine. You did these last kilometers without any problems, and you are enjoying this last 6 kilometers. So we are at the finish. Náměstí ruin Rychlaví, and the exact point of finish is here. So by passing this gate you will finish the Krakonosova stovka. Alright folks, that's Krkonoše 100 for you. The route is as brutal as it is beautiful. You are going to sweat, you are going to curse, and you will probably question your sanity a few times. But it's really worth it. Soak it all in. Remember why you are here. Good luck to each and every one of you crazy enough to take this on. Stay strong, stay present, and most importantly, enjoy the experience. See you at the finish line.